Alright, what's cooking in the kitchen, ladies and gents? Randy here with RTS Mobile Gaming, bringing you an awesome video today. We are playing the Lord of the Rings Rise to War, and in today's video we are talking about the good faction commanders, the top 3 good faction commanders that I would be using here in Season 4 if I were going onto the good side. I am not. I am going onto the RP evil side, but this should help all of my friends that I'll be fighting against. Also, in other news, here is the baby. Say hi, baby. Booga 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 booga. Booga booga booga. She wants to know why I'm making baby noises at her. So we'll just leave her alone to bounce in her bouncy bounce. And here we go, okay? So, there are a couple of fantastic commanders that you really cannot get by without, okay? And they all start with Gandalf the Grey. Gandalf the Grey is the hands-down strongest early starting commander in the game, for a number of reasons, okay? A, you can put on a lot of types of gear on him because he is one of the demigods, basically. He's one of those immortal spirits that lives on past the plane of Middle-earth, so he can equip any type of gear, which is great. So you can put on all types of gear and run really any unit composition you want to run, which makes him very versatile for every single starting faction, okay? So, gear-wise, I'm planning on running what I did last season on my free-to-play account, which is range damage. With all of this 2-star and 3-star gear, I'm going to get a total of +8 ranged damage. Okay, oops. Let me just write on the screen here with my brand new +8 range damage, okay? And then I'm going to get, oh yeah, and also this pierce ability right here on the Mirkwood bow is going to give me 2 chances to trigger my heal every round. So this will be strong in the mid-game for sure. Okay, so +2 attack on that. I have some plus defense in my, this is interesting, plus defense here. And then here I have plus, basically, toughness for my spearmen, which are the tier 2 spearmen, just before the guard of the tower. The spearmen are really, really strong. And now I'm going to massively enhance their survivability by putting, this is just a 2 refinement. With 2 refinement, I take 30% reduced damage from my first hit. So at max refinement, we're looking at 60% damage mitigation. Really, really strong when you pair that with all of Gandalf's other abilities. It can make the spearmen actually world-class tankers, okay? So you can run spearmen with some archers, okay? Trapper's Hood, this is going to give more plus attack. Really, you can run, there's a lot of different bonuses you can run here. You can run Madness, you can run Ranged Vigor, whatever you want. It's not a huge deal early game. And then I have Wizard's Fireworks, which is going to give me another +2 attack with 6% range damage. So now I'm getting +8 attack, +6% range damage, a bunch of toughness from my melee. So that's the range. I'll be running a mixture of the Spearmen and the either the whatever the Marksman's tier 2 version is, or the Sentinel's tier 2. Whatever faction you're starting with, right? I don't know what units you'll have access to first. So, when you are leveling up Gandalf's skills, I'm just gonna show you the first 30 points here, okay? Your first 5 points go in Mithrandir, okay? Then you're gonna go up to the Wizard. You're gonna put a point in Wizard. Then you can come back down and start leveling up Convener. Your main goal here is to level up Convener to 7 as quickly as possible, okay? So this is it. I mean, look, I'm 13 points in. The baby's smacking her bouncy bounce over there. She's bouncing up and down, okay? And now we've got Convener maxed out. Now we've got Mithrandir maxed out. So now I dodge the first damage instance. Then my spearmen take minus 30% damage from the second damage instance, okay? And then we go up here. The Wizard's going to give me a guaranteed stun. All of my points after this, guys, are going to go into healing, 1 point in blind side, and we're just going to start maxing out our heal, okay? So this is what your skill set's going to look like when you have 30 points to play with. Whether this is level 15 for you, whether this is level 22 for you, whatever level commander and respect you have, this is your first 30 points, okay? That is the build. The next best commander who I really enjoy playing with is going to be Dwalin. This guy's tier 1, easy to get respect for, easy to gear out. I really, really love Dwalin for a lot of reasons, especially early game, okay? So early game, you're going to be I happen to have his twin axes. You can use these. You can really use any other weapon that gives high might. Since his R3 skills give him bonus damage from his from things like Pierce. Pierce can be useful. But really, I like his twin axes because they just complement his auto attack. So if you have them, use them, okay? For the chest piece, Scale Mail is super duper strong because it's going to give you, with this ability here, plus 18 might for another plus 18 might. So you're getting 36 total might and 15 defense. Really, really strong. The helmet and the accessory, the main goal here is to make your army tanky. So plus HP is going to be huge. Maybe something with plus defense if you're using cavalry, like a horseman's helm is going to be huge. But you need tankiness, and the bone mass can give it to you, as well as give you the nice hysteria buff, okay? Hith lane, same stats as the helmet. It's got might, focus, and HP. And then it has some nice healing, okay? Now, Dwalin's early game build, and the units you can really use whatever you want. Use something tanky, okay? Any sort of infantry, any sort of tanky cavalry, whatever it is, just get something that's a little bit thick. Infantry will be a little bit stronger. They'll benefit from the plus HP, okay? So your first 30 points on Dwalin. This is interesting. So Dwalin actually really benefits early game from digging deep into this musician tree, okay? So we're just going to put our first 5 points into here. We're going to grab a couple of the heals here. We're going to put 1 point into level-headed to activate the cleanse. Then we're going to go ahead and start piling points into this relief, okay? That's the main goal here, okay? We want to get relief very, very strong. And once relief has, this amount of healing here, it's going to be a pretty decent healing nuke. You can decide whether you want to max out musician or not. Personally, I'm going to go over into the experienced warrior tree, and I'm going to level this up to get a little bit of damage mixture, okay? So the main goal for you is get a little bit of army stats. This is going to help your army be tankier. A little bit of army healing, get a cleanse in there. Get some damage going, and then from there you can start digging into collaboration to get your damage up. I would say once your collaboration hits level 7, you can drop back down and max out these two. And that's going to be your early game leveling build. Then you put more points into Durin's Blood, okay? That's your early game leveling build for you for Dwalin, all right? The next commander that I would recommend as a good faction starter is going to be Gandalf the White. He is very, very strong. He's similar to Gandalf the Gray, a little bit higher mid to late round damage, a little bit lower survivability skills. So the first thing you're going to do is put 5 points over here into the White Rider, because this is going to be amazing. Then you're going to drop down, put 1 point in Wizard. Then we're going to come back up, guys, and we're going to start piling points into the White Rider, okay? And we're going to max out horsemanship. Now, obviously, with Gandalf the White, you're going to need to run horses if you're going to make use of the horsemanship skill. If you don't plan on running cavalry, like Tier 1 and Tier 2 cavalry, then don't get the horsemanship skill. You can go ahead and put more points down into these other areas, okay? One of the things that Gandalf the White specializes in, and then one of the things that he's weak in versus Gandalf the Gray, is Gandalf the White can put out a little bit more damage output with his army because of his White Rider ability that stacks up, and his horsemanship that stacks, that just adds to that, okay? So it's not quite as effective in round 1 as Gandalf the Gray's double attack, but by round 3, Gandalf the White's army is dealing much more damage than Gandalf the Gray. So this wizard ability will help you get into that round. I have no problem piling a bunch of points into wizard here. Maybe you want to grab a point in surge, it's up to you. But I have no problem piling points into wizard here, because this minus defense for the first 3 rounds is going to be very effective for Gandalf the White's damage output from his army. Early game, you're not going to have enough points to make use of the White, okay? You're not. You're not going to have enough points to throw in here and waste on the White. You're just not going to do it. He's not going to deal enough damage till he's later in the game and he has a lot of skill points to play with. Right now, at these early levels, don't get trapped into going into the White. Focus on the fact that you get a guaranteed stun. Focus on the fact that you get an armor penetrating ability, okay? And then really focus on the fact that it gives his army units enormous damage potential, okay? So that's a recommendation for Gandalf the White. And I know I said 3 commanders, but I'm going to go ahead and just sneak my way down into a potential 4th here. If I can find him. Okay. Gilgalad, guys. This guy is interesting. Now, I don't have him at a high respect level on this account. But I will say, Kingly Kin, check this out. It will give you plus 10 defense and a 70% chance to evade all damage for the first 2 rounds. This is such a strong ability for running Elven units early on in the game. You cannot underestimate how strong this is, okay? So Gilgalad can be pretty strong. Exorbitance is a half decent ability. Well Prepared is interesting, okay? And then you can have a little bit of commander output as well early on. White Council for some defense later. You can drop down into the High King to be even tankier. So this guy's interesting, but he's not. I just like the avoidance, right? But I mean, there's a 30% chance that you don't dodge any damage. However, this 70% chance to evade all damage in the first 2 rounds is just too strong to ignore. So I would probably use him in the first couple days as well. Okay, so that's my advice to you guys. Oh, did I talk about Gandalf the White's gear? I did not. Gandalf the White's gear. So obviously, if you're going cavalry, you're probably going early game with just the standard melee cavalry units because you won't have unlocked strong cavalry archers yet. So Cutlass is going to be good for you. Scale Mail is going to be really good. It's going to give you huge defense, reduce the damage you take, okay? Horseman's Helm, super duper strong. You're going to have great defense here. I would use the Resolve ability since you'll be fighting against, once you get into like the 150 power tiles, you'll be running into Grimas and stuff like that. And the last thing you want is a Grima on a 150 power tile wiping your Gandalf the White. So that'll be good. And then the Worn Out Smoking Pipe is going to give him much needed healing because unlike Gandalf the Grey, who has great healing, Gandalf the White has no healing unless you put points in reinforcement for level 7, 8, 9, and 10. So we don't like that. We like this Smoking Pipe, which gives great healing and focus, okay? So, all right, guys, that is the video. Hopefully this helped you. I love you long time. Good luck in Season 4. Randy out.